morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nano. It is our final racing day of the week, and it's a real nice day here in South Florida. We've got a fast main track, all-weather Tapeta this afternoon. $125,000 is the guesstimate in the Rainbow Six, which kicks off in race number 4, Brian. And we got stakes action in that sequence.
Yeah, good overnight handicap today. Looking forward to that as well. It's a real fun, I'm going to call it day and night, because Santa Anita, as their closing Sunday, tomorrow is actual closing day, but they've got a great card, carry you all the way through. You've got mandatory payouts in the Sunset and the Coast to Coast. Now, they do run tomorrow. Of course, we don't, so that's why that. So there's a lot of fun from top to bottom here at our tracks.
Chance to make some good scuttle.
What do you call it? Scuttle?
Yeah. Scuttle. We call it back there in New York when I was a New Yorker. Not such the case right now. So race number 1 this afternoon is going to be 5.5 furlongs on Tapeta. It's a Claimers. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 in life. Scratch, interesting horse to scratch on the 1, Happy Sunday. We just told you it was going to be a Happy Sunday. That one not going to compete this afternoon. But Brian put together an early pick 5 ticket that he wants to show you.
It is still a fun in the Sunday here at Gulfstream.
Oh, there you go.
That's for sure. Look at that, 6-7, Ron. How about
hey,
that?
6-7. That's that thing that the kids do, 6-7.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know nothing about that. It's actually 7-6 in race 2. That's the order there. In race number 3, my best bet of the day is the 1, Jatakowiva for Team Delgado. Race 4, look at the spreads in race 4 and race 5. And that's what kicks off the Rainbow. So you know right away. We'll have to see what Ronnie's doing. Yeah. But I'm thinking it's pretty difficult. In race 4, I've got the 5, Hard Talk on top. In race 5, I've got the 6, King Morpheus on top. Those 2 races, Ron, I found to be, as you can see, clearly very problematic and hopefully a little chaotic too.
I have my long shot in race number 4, and it's El Orjan. That going, I think it's 8-1 on the morning line, if I'm not mistaken. And so getting to this first race this afternoon, we mentioned the 1 is scratch. All the money right now is on the 6-horse, Kate DeSmade, who's dropping to the $8,000 level today.
Makes perfect sense, does it? I know she's only been facing 3-year-old, so it's not maybe as big of a class drop as it might seem. It's still a big class drop. She's only run 1 time on Tapeta. Who cares? It was a route. Just draw a line through it. You can see her turf form. Now, she did go sour in her last start on March 27th, but Bobby DeMona is a high percentage guy because he puts horses where they can win. I guess just at the end of the day, Ron, you're not playing poker here when you're in for 8,000. Let's just get a W. If you want to claim me, you go right ahead. He's not trying to sneak anything by here.
Well, you did go with the 7 on top, and that's a little down street, who was an okay third, sprinting on the Tapeta, and that was against better, and that was like a couple of starts back.
Yeah, when we're going to talk about Diego Herrera in the lightning round. 6 straight days of 2 wins or more. It's just been a pleasure to watch. I like the post position, and I like the fact that Little Town Street's got more early speed than the favorite, or at least Kate DeSmade, the morning line favorite.
Yep, and you maybe look at a horse like the number 3, Cherie Lady, is hoping to show more. Followed a solid maiden victory with the Chase and Fade performance at this level last out. It's the bounce rebound angle today. Maybe not winning, but certainly be on the try. We both have basically the same horses, just in a little different order.
Yeah, she comes out of a really fast race. That Zolene race was very, very fast. You can see she would look good breaking her maiden for 12.5. All they did was move her to 8, and she's 22-1. So that kind of speaks of the depth of the race she's coming out of.
Race number 2 this afternoon is going to be 5 furlongs, and these are maiden special weight fillies, and they are 2-year-olds, and we do have a scratch in here of the number 4, Sheila Magic, and always fun when we get these 2-year-olds running. Brian, you went with the number 7, Moonshine Honey on the outside for Abraham Gardea.
So I'm going to spin a little tail here, Ronnie. I had to go back and look this up because she said the barn's got to win, and we don't know a lot about this barn. And they were farm horses, farm works. So I went back and found the other winner. That was a 2-year-old filly, first-time starter, Ronnie, with the same kind of farm works as this daughter of Bo Liam. We don't know anything about either of them, but they bet horse that day. She was 5-1. That's the only reason this horse is 7-2. I got a feeling they're going to play her. We do also obviously get Herrera. I got a feeling there's some intent here. Watch your double will pays and see what's going on if you're playing the early pick 5. I think, Ron, this is going to be a live horse today. 0 for 9 dam. It's her 7th foal. None of them really were any good. None of them won that hit the track. 5 of them all 0 for 5 on debut. But this barn, there was a bullet for the other horse, too. You see a bullet here, too.
The number 6 Olympic Dream is the daughter of Olympiad, debuting for trainer Victor Barboza Jr. with a series of solid morning workouts showing, and you have one of those.
Yeah.
That was a bullet that day.
Fast horse, Ron. We've showed bullets over the weekend where I'm thinking, well, bullets like this, bullets like that. No, this is a really, really fast horse. I actually wrote that down in my past performances. Let's take a look at Olympic Dreamer here. And with the scratch of Sheila Magic, I would assume she's a huge favorite now. Watch how quick she is. She's in the red cap here, and she is motoring. She's a tiny little daughter of Olympiad, who's a freshman sire. The dam was 0 for 10. It's her 2nd foal. The other one was 3rd, took the 3rd start to break the maiden. This is a very polished drill, tiny little daughter of Olympiad here, but she's got some zip to her. Leonella's aboard. I would think she's going to be a big, big favorite in here, Ron. Look at her run off.
Yeah, Sheila Magic definitely was going to take some money.
Yes.
Was actually second choice on the morning line, not going to compete today. Now there's a couple of first-time starters from Heather Smullen. One she owns and trains, and one she trains, and that is Mumbet, and the other one is Shelby Coop, and we have them working together?
They did, yeah. They worked together, and the workouts are not the end-all, be-all. And when the real running begins at 1:22 in the p.m., we can kind of see what's happening. It doesn't mean the morning translates to the afternoon, but when you watch this work with Shelby Coop on the inside, Mumbet's in the middle, I kind of think it's pretty obvious who probably is the only one you might need. And then when Mumbet draws the rail here today too, I don't think that flatters her either. I thought Shelby Coop was better. She's getting asked here a little bit, but she was much better than Mumbet here.
The number 3 horse, Melody Queen, is hoping the 3rd time is the charm after showing speed and fading to finish a distant 2nd consecutive races. It's the daughter of Volatel, making her 3rd start in only a month.
The only thing you got going here is the experience.
That's 3rd time in a month, so I don't know. That might be too much.
Yeah, that might counter that.
That might be too much experience on my part. And both of those is amazing.
like that.
They were seconds, and they were distant seconds.
They were somebody had to be second.
Somebody had to be second type of performances. That is race number 2. Always great, always good. As Brian mentioned, the key there is to watch the board.
For sure.
Watch the double payouts with those 2-year-olds. The board is usually right with things like that.
Okay.
Race number 3 is going to be 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's a maiden claiming event for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And we do have a jockey change in the number 5, Love of J. Pedro Pena. 2 days, he's had 2 wins.
And so, therefore, he is, I don't believe he's no longer a 10-pound apprentice, right?
Did they change the weight on it?
I think so. Not this one, but I believe he's a 7-pound apprentice now because that's why.
So, no, it's got 7 on there.
Yeah, it's got 7 because that was Luis Perez. So he's doing a very, very good job from what we've seen in a brief kind of sample.
Your best bet today is inside horse Gianca Cueva, and this one from Gustavo Delgado, and you want to show a work of his. I think it's a couple of starts back.
Yeah, it's the Tapeta race. It's the Tapeta sprint. I think that's what's important here. Here's a thereof you lose kind of start, and what we're going to show you is the start, and then we're going to show you the far turn as well. And when you're sprinting 5 on the Tapeta, and this is what happens, you can't win, okay? Right. So that I'm hoping now, she is on the rail, so let's break with the field today. That's very, very important. But I think if she breaks with the field, she's in a pretty good spot here today. Now, there's no world beaters in here. Here you can see her trying to loop from the back, and she gets pushed really, really wide coming around right here, and then she's even got to tip out more. She ran 3rd, Ron, and I think you can look at even there. She kind of veered in a little bit. She's coming down the crown of the track. That is a good spot to be. We know that.
Yeah.
She essentially, to me, basically passed everyone she could. No, but the winner's gone. Disputa's okay too.
Right.
She's kind of useful. Put it that way. I would think from Jetta Cueva today, if we can break with the field, you're going to see a much different filly.
Of course, you got to deal with the rail. I think it's a great place take a shot.
I agree.
Because these are so wide open here. And I went what I love on this was cutting back to 5 furlongs, surrendered a brief lead when finishing second, going 5.5 furlongs last time out. I just thought, the cut back. He's had plenty of chances already. Do you give him one more chance? That's what you do, or do you look somewhere else?
She didn't run poorly last time. She hasn't run poorly in either of her last 3 Tapeta races. At some point, she'll find, water finds its own level. At some point, she'll find a group that she can play with. You get a little weight allowance here with Louis Fuenmayor aboard. It's a difficult race. I'm glad I got aggressive with a single because you could go 5 or 6 deep in this race.
What about the 7? Do I look worried as a candidate? I thought for a rebound performance following a good third-place finish at the level. That was 2 starts back. Chases the pace last time out in weekends, going 5.5 for Bo Chapman. Joe Bravo going to jump aboard.
Yeah, maybe it is just that R word, the rebound, because Bo got a lot out of her in her first start off the claim. She was a really good third, and she improved her number. She was not good at all last time. I couldn't really figure out why. We'll have to see. Joe Bravo, maybe we can get her a little bit of an about face here.
And Fantasy World is cutting back to 5 furlongs on the Tapeta after opening and surrendering that early 5-length lead against 17.5 maidens going a mile on the turf. Her previous sprints on Tapeta, I think, put her right in the hunt with these.
Absolutely. You could argue she's the horse to beat. I made the morning light favorite because I think the connections are going to warrant some of that. You could easily see Fantasy World being the one here. Just draw a line through that turf route.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it will be the 4th race, and we will have my Rainbow 6 tickets. So we'll be right back.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Well, I think what My Racehorse does is it gives owners an opportunity to get involved in the game.
Very much enjoy sharing the barn visits and those big wins.
Straight no chaser in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
It allows everybody to come together to own a horse, whether you own a microfraction or you own 50%. It's the same feeling you get when they win.
I'm Dan Blacker.
I'm Safi Joseph Jr.
I'm Todd Fletcher, a trainer for My Racehorse.
Sees the race, wins the Breakdown.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron and Brian here. 7 furlongs is race number 4. It's a starter optional claimer. These are 3-year-olds which have started for a claiming price of $17,005 or less. And keeping with Brian's theme about being a wide open race, I'll show you my Rainbow 6 ticket now. I went 4 deep in here. My long shot is the number 4, El Horion. I think that horse for Steve Kusaris is in a good spot, but we'll talk about that race in a moment. The 5th race, my top pick is on the outside, Red Hot, Not Bothered from Mike Lerman. Race number 6, too deep for me there. I lost a horse I liked in there with Baker Street, so I have the 3 named it and the 4, Lord Edard Stark. We'll show you a stat with that horse. Race number 7. This is a little bit of a bold single this afternoon. 6-1 in the morning line for Kathleen O'Connell. Really respect those connections. Taking a shot there with the number 4 horse. In race number 8, 3 deep for me. That's our stakes today. It's an overnight handicap. The Little Miss Holly. Don't quite know who that horse is. Didn't run here, I don't think. I went with Great Venezuela, but I used a couple other horses. And in race number 9, it's the 4 for me, Storm the Point, but I used the 7, Escargot, and the number 6, Classy Beach.
Nailed it.
Yeah, the lady didn't think we know how to say that, the lady that owns the horse, which was so funny. So, well, with us, she could be right any given day. So, getting back to this race, Brian, you're absolutely right. I thought it was wide open. I'll start with my long shot here, El Ordejon. This one is debuting locally after following consecutive claiming victories at what? This 7 furlong distance with an ambitious outing against 75 optional claimers during his 5-race campaign. That was up at Tampa. But it's Steve Kusaris, who's having a great year, great summer for sure, great spring. Sammy Camacho at top, the 7 furlong specialist. You knew I would go there. 4 starts, 3 wins at 7/8 of a mile.
Yeah, I think that's, to me, that's the only calling card here, is that this horse is 3 for 4 at 7 furlongs. Those are pretty slow races at Tampa against a lot lesser, and then he got beaten up on that. At least Steve took a real shot with him off the claim. I like that. Gets a big-time rider. We'll see. Maybe they bet this horse a little bit, Ronnie. Both of the Tampa horses are 3-time winners. That's the 4 and the 5 against the field of one-timers.
Yeah, just wanted to see if I could get a little bit of shot like you did with your tickets. You did go with the number 5 horse in here, and that is Hard Talk, and this one from Roy Miller's barn with Jose Ferrer in the saddle.
This is kind of a Nicoletti angle, too. I know this horse is 0 for 2 at 7 furlongs, but comes out of a 2-turn race.
Right.
So we bring a lot of foundation on the cutback here. I don't love our horses, especially the 2 maidens, the 1 and the 7. So I think they could be a little vulnerable, but I think they're going to take a lot of money. So I'm doing kind of the same thing, trying to horse at least the form of the 5 is recent, whereas yours got a rebound.
The number 7 Supreme Honor, one of the horses you just alluded to, is stepping up to face winners after posting the best last race figure. The buyer figure was a 75. That's like unbelievably fast for these type of horses. When defeating those 25 maidens going 6 furlongs, Ruben Sierra has Diego Herrera going for 2 in a row. So lots of good things going on if you like those kind of figures.
If he throws that race back, it's going to drown this field.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to beat him. It's a really good post for this horse. You get the white hot rider as well, and that's really, and this horse has got weird sketchy form, but that race just sticks out like a sore thumb because it's the first time Ruben tried him on the main track in a long time, and it's the only time he's been on the main track with LASIK. So I think it's probably legitimate, but he is stepping up today to face winners.
Gus Swayze, the number 3, moves to the Nolan Ramsey barn after the claimant turns back this 7/8 of a mile on the dirt, pressed the pace, willing third, going a mile 70 on Tapita. Still don't believe this stat. Every time I show it, I've showed it a few times. We're going to see first off the claim by Nolan Ramsey. He's only 8%,
Yeah,
2 for 26, 42%, 0.35. Looks like he gives horses a race after he claims them.
Yeah, or it doesn't work out. We'll just have to see. I think they're going to bet this horse. I think this horse is very playable as kind of a new shooter in that he's been routing on the Tapita and the turf of late. So he's going to bring a lot of foundation. And look at the pedigree. I know he's got Munnings on the bottom, but he's by Silver State, who is not – all he wanted to do was run on the main track, and he wanted to do it at one turn, too.
Race number 5 is going to be 5 1/2 furlongs on Tapita. It's a maiden claimers for 3-year-olds and up with no scratches or jockey changes in here. Kicks off our late pick 5 on Sunday afternoon, and Brian has his ticket. He's going to show you.
Difficult sequence, Ronnie. I had to mix and match here a little bit, and here it's just like the blueprint to end my early pick 5. Race number 6 is my long shot today. That's going to hurt with 2 scratches, but it is a 7 Calic. Race number 7, I've got the 6 on top. That is Knows Everything. And back-to-back singles. Great Venezuela is the Tapita horse at 7 for 9. Put her on top, and this was a bit of a force signal in the last with Escart Go on top, although she did run very well on her debut.
Go.
Yes.
Getting to this 5th race in here, Brian, you went so deep. Do you have you making sort of a stance with King Morpheus being your top pick?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to bet this horse or not. It is more play, and there's a big angle with Jose D'Angelo, but they really didn't bet this horse a lot on this horse. More play loves to support their horses. We love that. 6-1 in a maiden special weight where he just didn't do any running. He broke slowly from the rail. Now you can have him for a quarter. I'm just going to take a shot in a spread race that he's going to run better today. He's trying the Tapita. He's got a big drill over it. They all work fast in the morning, but he's got a big bullet on May the 31st.
I went with the favorite in here, Red Hot Not Bothered. May have found the spot to make amends after finishing second. Was the favorite in consecutive Tapita sprints at the $35,000 level. So handicapping 101. Drop him a dime and see what happens at 25 level. He's a speedy son of Flame Away, and to me, he looks like the one to beat.
He's clearly the one to beat, but I also kind of feel like we've said that 3 starts in a row, and he's still trying to get his picture taken by our buddy Ryan there, and he's got 8 races in 6 seconds. Ooh, that's tough to take, but his form, as Ronnie alludes to, it's the best here. There's no doubt about it.
One of the horses you didn't use, maybe you used it on your late pick 5 ticket, is the 3 Unpredictables. Now in the Saffie Joseph Jr. barn, is dropping to the 25 level, racing without blinkers this afternoon. First start since facing better, going both long and short on the turf, certainly with spotty results.
Absolutely.
So Rashid Hughes oversees the plethora of changes.
So he's the fifth horse I used on
Right.
all my tickets. So he's in there.
Right.
We might as well talk about the two as well because they're the same exact
Right,
horse. They're
right.
both newcomers to Safi. They're both trying the Tapeta again. Well, the 3 has never tried it. I don't know what to make of either of them, but I think this is a spread race, and I'm absolutely certain I'm going to use both of them.
The number 1 horse in here, King Prince, listed as a gelding, is debuting on the all-weather surface after tracking the pace and weakening against 50 maidens going a mile on the turf for Mark Cassie, Miguel Vasquez.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer on a big drop here. The gelding is a big angle. This horse has never run on Tapeta. He's only run 1 turn in his life. It was in his sprint debut on the turf. Hasn't worked out for this horse. The rail is not ideal either. Somehow, for the Hall of Famer Mark Cassie and a former leading jockey here, Miguel Vasquez, they are 2 for 44 together.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Some of these stats you just can't believe till you see them in print. Race 6 this afternoon, 1 mile, 1/16 on Tapeta. It's a claiming event for 3-year-olds or 4 and up, which have never won 3 races or raced since December 14th. Did have a couple of scratches in this race of the 5. Baker's Street and the number 6, Walking in Memphis, kicks off our final pick 4 of the afternoon. And Brian, you went, where's your long shot?
Yeah.
You said it was with Calic?
Yeah, we lose 30 points on the line here, especially the 5. Baker Street was a big player. I don't know what we're going to get here, but what I'm looking at, Ronnie, is we're back with Carlos Narvaez on the Tapeta. The barn won a race the other day, and those 2 Tapeta races were Carlos back September and July. When you're talking about claimers, last September and last July, it could be a decade ago for that matter, but they were really good races against much, much better fields. I don't know if there's anything left in the tank. It's not like he ran terribly on the turf in his last 2 starts. Take a little shot. This is a difficult, difficult race.
Well, let's go with the horse you have in second before we talk about my top pick. Name it. It's Gold Foot. You have a replay for Sam
Yeah.
Walensky's horse that you want to show.
Well, here's an aggressive move by Sam and Herm. They run this horse for 16 in his Tapeta debut, and he's a really, really good second in this spot. And you're going to see it here. Jack Kerouac is a pretty classy older veteran, and he was well clear of third. It was a gapped out field with a pretty big number. We have it, guys, or no? There it is. So he does trip out a little bit. I get that, and this is for 16. So they're moving this horse up today. But this is the only race you need to look at. It was their first time in the barn and first time on Tapeta. This horse runs really, really well. Jack Kerouac flashing his old class there. He was really, really game on the inside. Raylan Pargo Verde just got completely fried in this spot. This is a good effort by Goldfoot. He's got a good post here, and he's got the right running style to lay close early. He's a big player. I just wonder if he can handle this kind of rise because it is aggressive, Ron.
I did. Yeah, he ran well.
He did run well.
And that is the number 8 horse. And I got one on my ticket. The number 3, Name It, is where I went. Debuting on Tapeta after a pair of sharp efforts on the turf in which he defeated those 25 two-lifetime claimers. Won that in handy fashion that day. That was 2 starts back and came within a head of notching his condition going a mile in the 16th last out. Now, the horse that nipped him at the wire came from the clouds was Baker Street. He's not in here today. Did they steal a victory from him or did he hang a little bit? Jimmy Toner is the trainer. I like the fact that Sammy Camacho is going to give this horse another shot this afternoon, and I think it's the one to beat.
It was a couple weeks ago that Jimmy ran a turf horse for the first time on Tapeta, and he won. Operation Torch was the horse. So, no knock, you got to use this horse. Absolutely.
Want to show you a stat with the 4, Lord Eddard Stark, who's making his return on Tapeta. Turf to Tapeta for Joe Orsino, 14%. That's his usual percentage. And in the money, 51% of the time Leonel Reyes will be in the saddle. Yeah, he faked stakes competition in 5 consecutive marathon races on the turf. Is he the class if he's ready at the shorter distance? I mean, he was knocking head with some serious horses before the layoff.
Yeah, he is so much the class in here. He's so much the horse to beat. But the thing that Ronnie snuck in there was, look at all these races. 1.5 miles, mile and 3/8. It's going to be mighty sharp for Lord Eddard Stark. He has not been out since last summer. And he's in for 35 today, too.
Yeah.
I would assume they're going to bet him, Ron.
They are
but
going
this
to bet
is
him.
a total.
I don't know how much, but they are going to bet him for sure.
Total play against for me.
Race 7 this afternoon is a mile 70 yards on the all-weather surface. It's a maiden event for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, no scratches, jockey changes in here. And I'll kick it off with my single and best bet this afternoon, a little bit of press. I'll tell you why. Just Brilliant, claimed for $50,000 by owner-trainer Kathleen O'Connell. Check. I like that. Steps up into special weight conditions after vying for the lead and finishing second. You know, it's a beautifully bred daughter of Justify. Diego Herrera's in the saddle. And Kathleen O'Connell, I trust. If she thinks to jump in and buy this horse for $50,000, I'm going to follow it. This is a wide open race, so I'm taking a little bit of a shot with a 6-1 on morning line, singling it. But that was my reasoning.
You could make a case that this horse is a favorite. You could make a case that this horse is the last choice on the board. You could make a course she wins or runs dead last. It is as difficult and wide open a race as there is on the card. Ronnie said something very important, and Kathleen we trust, though. She is 0 for 14 off the claim. She's going so good right now, though.
She's going good, and she's seen something for $50,000.
Sure.
I respect that, and I'm looking for a price. You know, I'm looking to upset the apple cart, as they say. You did go with the number 6 horse in here, knows everything, and Dale Romans. I didn't see him around the backside the last couple of days.
Yeah, I don't quite think you're going to. He's probably
he's running for senator.
He's
that's
politician
right.
up there in Kentucky. This is a horse that had worked really forward for her debut, and I think I might have made her the morning line favorite, and she really didn't take any money at all. I was very surprised. She figured the game out real late in the stretch, and you can see her running on in that spot. Well, now she routes. She's by a Belmont winner with a Galileo, one of the all-time sires of all time, on the bottom of her pedigree. They cannot write a race long enough for her, and she gets to stretch her legs out today, Ronnie, with an extra turn. She is a huge threat to blow way up today.
The number 1 Gallant Runner proved she can compete with this level of competition when she stepped up from the 16 level and finished second against those state-bred special weight runners going 8.5 furlongs or a mile in the 16th on the all-weather surface for William Deaton. You got Miguel Vasquez in the saddle, and I just thought, here's another horse that they could bet and maybe not bet at all in here.
Yeah, the 1 and the 2 essentially hit the line together in their last race. Gallant Runner at 23-1. Money Trail for Nick Tomlinson at 2-1. So we'll see what we get today. They are not out of their element by any stretch of the imagination, even though these are open maidens.
Yeah, Money Trail is 0 for 16 with 6 seconds and 4/3, I believe. So certainly the old Trier Super angle in there. What about the 5 real quick with Sovereign Gold for Jose D'Angelo? Tried a mile on the grass last time out.
This is Jose and more play. I would think they'll fire pretty good on this horse. Second time off the layoff. We're on Tapeta today. It's a big drop when you're running on the turf in a spot like that. Much better draw today, too. I think she's got every right, like the 6, to move forward in a big way.
The 8th race is our feature race of the afternoon. It's the Little Miss Holly, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's an overnight handicap for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 2 inside horses. Roxy, the 1, and number 2 Jokes Up. And Brian had one of his singles in here with Great Venezuela. You want to show that replay? Was it 3 starts back? But it was in a $100,000 overnight handicap, I believe.
Certainly Victor Barboza holds the aces here. He's got Great Venezuela and he's got Tiffany Gold. But this is Great Venezuela. I'm going to say this is probably the last time on Tapeta where she had a legitimate chance. I mean, that was a good group in the Captiva Island in the championship meet. Not that she didn't have a chance, but she is 7 for 9 on the Tapeta, and she can do it any number of different ways, but speed or being close is her game here. And our buddy Amicio is out in California winning a slew of races. It's so great to see. He was aboard in this spot. Lionel Reyes gets aboard today, and he'll know what to do as well. I feel like she's definitely the one to beat with the Tapeta edge on her stablemate. Who's got to win too, Ron?
Yeah.
But when you're 7 for 9 on the Tapeta, that's heady stuff.
Well, Tiffany Gold, winner of 3 of 4 recent races on the turf, will try and parlay that current form into a win on the all-weather surface today for, as Brian mentioned, Victor Barboza Jr., who also conditions Great Venezuela. He's okay with the surface switch. We'll see how that horse runs this afternoon. I think those are the logical 2 in there.
For sure.
The number 5 horse in here, Greenfield Cougar for David Forks. I want to show you a stat on this horse. This one does its best running in the latter stages of the race, and this is turf to Tapeta Sprints, 22%, 49% with a positive return investment. Every day you have to update these stats with David Fawkes because he just keeps on winning. So this is a good stat for a horse, but needs the pace in front, at least in my estimation.
If you're a Dave guy, you're going to get him at what should be a very honest price today because you're going to go push all in on both the Barboza horses. She might fall through the cracks. I think she's a little slow on paper in terms of her figures, but she's also been in very good form, and she herself is 3 for 7 on Tapeta.
And Miss Mary Nell, Carlos David, been good form, stakes form on the grass.
Raj has got his work cut out. She better hustle early because she's all those races that Ronnie alluded to, they are 2-turn routes. We're going 5.5 today, and they're going to go ballistic early. Raj has got his work cut out to keep her in the race early so the foundation can come into play on the far turn.
Yeah, she's 5 for 10 on the all-weather surface, but 0 for 1 at the sprint distance.
Yes.
So she needs to have a real good pace in front of her. We're going to close out the weekend with the 9th race. It's 6 furlongs. It's a maiden event. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. No scratches. A full field of 9 to end the day. Brian went with the number. Who'd you go with, Brian? The number 7 horse. Escargot, who's eligible to slide into the winner's circle.
Goodness, Escargot, Ronnie. Big bullet on June 7th. A very solid debut for Fernando Abreu. She was a close 5th in what was kind of a blanket race at the line. Maybe that's not the greatest sign, but there was a little messiness in that race, and she wasn't part of it. So that flatters her a little bit. But I look at this field, Ron. To me, she's definitely got the upside in here, and I'm not sure the rest of them have it.
Another barn that's been going good for sure is Heather Smulledge. Another win on yesterday's card. Storm the Point will face state-bred competition after vying for the lead and finishing second as the favorite versus open special weight runners going the 6 furlong distance. Hammy Camacho is going to ride for Heather.
That is a big, big deal. Open maidens last time to be second in that spot. Now she drops and gets to run with state-breds for the first time in her 2 starts.
Number 6, Classy Beach, is going to move to Saffy's barn.
I don't know. Who knows? Just like the horses earlier on the card. This horse has not done any running in her last 2 starts. Safi takes over. He's had he had a slew of works put into this horse. That's the positive. None of them. He works his horses very quick in the morning. This daughter of Omaha Beach has not. She was on the Tapeta last time on the switch coming over from Fairgrounds with her Fairgrounds trainer. She was not good at all. But again, Safi, 26% with newcomers, and I like the fact that his go-to guy now, Micah Husbands, is aboard.
Let's show that work.
Yeah.
You want to show on Culture?
Well, I kind of poo-pooed a Mubarak yesterday that worked okay, and then won at 7-2 as well. And that was just yesterday, a first-time starter. So kudos to Tariq and the team. Here we are from the rail, though, today with Culture. She's working inside Wonder Woman, a barnmaid who did win. I thought this was, it was okay. I mean, this is a first-time starter, Ron, so you get what you get out of these works. But Wonder Woman was better. She's also got a better draw in this particular drill. The rail is a problem today. Higiberto Figueroa will have to be on his toes from down there. You've got to hope this daughter of Uncle Chuck breaks running. They paid $150 for her. Wow. That's a big number, Ron.
Hey, we got tries and supers. You know, there's a horse that could help pay that very handsomely in a final race. Well, we're not done. We got the lightning round to go through, before we turn it over to Pete Aiello with all the changes you need today. So let's check out the lightning round. Where are we starting, Brian?
Well, we've talked about it almost ad nauseum in the afternoon, but I wanted to give Diego Herrera a shout in the morning show and in the lightning round today. He had another 3-bagger yesterday. This, I think, is a great indication of why he's so good. He's kind of dragging this horse to the finish line. Turkish Flame, I don't know if she was ever really winning this race, Ron.
Right.
Not winning it here.
Right.
Not winning it here, and you can see him really right here, right there. You can see it.
She just under the shadow of the wire.
Yeah, finishing very strongly. This is thanks to our buddy Eddie in the office. He's had 6 straight days of 2 or more victories. He is getting really close to Sammy Camacho.
Yeah, he's got to be real close. What was it the other day?
It was
6?
just 4.
4. So, yeah, he might be co-leading trainer, jockey. Excuse me. I went through the whole litany of things you can do. But we're not done because we got lots of good action today with both here and with our sister track.
Normally this would be a little further in the down in the lightning round, but with Santa Anita on their closing weekend, but this will be the last day. We're going to team up with them. So these are mandatory all must go payouts here, both in the Sunset and in the coast to coast. So I highly recommend getting involved. Look at that window, Ronnie. I'm not going to throw it at you, but it's less than 2 hours. Well done.
I knew that.
Well done.
I
yeah.
can figure that out, but that's
we'll go
about
a $1.34, but
$1.34.
you were right too.
Mandatory payout, and also very importantly, they had some problems with the electricity
Yeah.
there, but so they're running on Monday. Free admission at Santa Anita and mandatory payout and everything.
Of course, everything's got to go. They got a tight 8-pack, I believe, out there. 12 today. They had a really good card. I had a lot of fun playing that card last night. So that's at our friends out there in Acadia.
Here's the biggest news. We're going to have a change in post time starting next Friday.
So we'll go to 12:20 starting next Friday, and that will be SOP, Standard Operating Procedure for the foreseeable future. So just take note of that.
Yeah.
PPs are for Friday are out, and then we'll have Saturday and Sunday today.
Yeah. Going right along. Your best bet today, Brian?
My best bet today is Team Delgado in race number 3. That's Gustavo and Jatacawiva.
Mine is a little bit of a thing. 6-1,
good
just
one.
brilliant for Kathleen O'Connell in race number 7. And your long shot today?
I'm back on the Tapeta today in race number 6 with Calic. Couple of scratches, a big one in there. We'll see.
I'm with race 4 with the number 4 El Orion in this one, 8-1 on the morning line in a wide open race.
What a great race to kick off the rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, I went 4 deep, and Brian, you could see his early pick 5 went 5 deep. So kind of race that you want to knock somebody out and get a really nice payout for yourselves. Approaching over just about 35,000 already in the early pick 5 pool. We got plenty of time to go to get your tickets in. But first, the one, the only, Pete Aiello.